11 and copy and conversation with a superstar of song. Yes, it's the lassie with the classy chassis, the inimitable Miss Shirley Bassey.
One of the world's greatest entertainers, a woman who never gives less than 110% and who's still wowing audiences after more than 30 years at the top. She'll be performing for us just after midday, and she is, of course, Miss Shirley Bassey. Welcome to the dock.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you. Real pleasure for you to be here. I'm really looking forward to your song later. We heard you in rehearsals. It's called How Do You Keep the Music Playing? And it's from your new album, which is called Keep the Music Playing.
Yeah.
Right. Now, it's been 7 years since your last British album.
Yes.
It's a long time. Why is that?
I don't know. Contract. I suppose because my contract ran out with United Artists, and then all the new wave singers came up, like Madonna, etc. You know, and they said, "Oh well, goodbye to us, all us oldies, you know, let's pick on the newies," and that was it. And then Freestyle came up with this album, the concept of this album. And
what is the concept? Tell us about the album.
Well, I wanted to do songs that nobody would believe that I could do.
Yes,
you know.
Well, I mean what kind of, because the range you have already is enormous, and what else are you going to chuck in there, really?
Well, in the last 4 years, my range has changed, and that's why I wanted to have, you know, sort of do unusual songs, like He Was Beautiful, Elton John song, Sorry Seems to be the hardest word to say.
So does that mean they're more ballads, the softer, slower than perhaps before, not quite
yes,
so
and unusual,
full of emotion?
you know,
yes.
the only groups have sung some of the songs, like I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner,
yes,
that no single entertainer has done.
And which translated well from the rock idiom to, I've seen you
actually
perform that.
it did. I was actually amazed. That
what do you think is good? Because I think it's interesting how the pop singers actually do come and go, but you're there to mop up their best and carry on.
Sure. Don't ask me why. Yeah, I don't know this.
Well, is it maybe apprenticeship? Because we were just before we started the interview, we were talking about the days of touring the empires, the big city empires around the country.
Empires, yeah.
And well, you started to tell us about the Glasgow audiences. What were they like?
Well, when they put you on the Moss Empire circuit, they sent you up to Glasgow as a test, you know, and if you passed that, then they would give you a contract. And so they did the same with me, and I went up, and I could hear all the other acts being booed. You know, I was in the dressing room with the speaker in the dressing room, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm on next," and yeah. And no, they won't do it to me. They won't do it to me. And they let me off the hook until I got to the third number, which is I've Got You Under My Skin, and then you could hear, "Oh yes, oh, get out!"
Oh dear.
So I stopped, and I said, "Listen, I've come all this way to entertain you." I was all of 17. You know. And if you don't want to hear me, said, then I'm going home.
Oh.
And there was silence. It worked, you know.
So well, that's what I call an apprenticeship.
So maybe that's why I've lasted, you know.
And now they're all battering down your door. I mean, the Glasgow audiences just were wowed.
I can't wait to go.
You still to go there on your tour, which kind of finished, but then didn't really. What happened?
Because I missed Aberdeen, Glasgow, and Newcastle because I got the dreaded bronchitis.
Every singer's
nightmare, yes.
Well,
but you will be going back there?
Yes, this weekend.
Good.
Yes.
Now, every singer's nightmare, of course, is to lose your voice.
Oh, forget the word.
I suppose that too.
Gosh, oh.
And that happened to you, though, a while ago when you were performing in Berlin. You went for that top note, and it wasn't there. Tell us about that.
That was absolutely frightening. I wanted the stage to open up, you know, and just swallow me. And that was the first time. And then it happened again in Australia, in Sydney, 1 month later. And I was halfway through the tour, and I didn't even get to sing one song. I walked on stage, opened my mouth, and nothing came out.
What did you do?
Just stood there and froze. My musical director just led me off the stage.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So is that because the instrument is your voice, every singer's voice is the instrument, is that when pressures show? Does it show in your voice, psychological, tiredness, that kind of thing?
Yes. And also nerves, if you get over nervous. I mean, you're allowed to have nerves, but if, you know, there's a borderline.
Do you still get nervous?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, to get that edge. You know, it's very important to have that edge.
Yeah, the adrenaline.
And the adrenaline going.
Mm.
But if you go over the top, like anything, you know, I mean, I'm a little over-the-top singer, but if I really go over the then you become a caricature of yourself. If you go over the top with nerves, then, I mean, just nothing happens.
Well, you did retrain your voice after that.
Then I went to an opera singer for vocal exercises. And
what must the singer, this teacher have thought, teaching Shirley Bassey how to sing?
Yes.
Do you now have a different approach then with your singing? Is that what that means?
Oh, now, yes. I mean, if I'm in a little trouble, then I know how to get out of it, you know.
Oh, I see. So it's up here as well as...
Yes, because, you know, I felt something was happening during the tour. I didn't feel well, you know. And I was fighting it, and because of the vocal exercise, I was able to go on longer than I would have.
Stamina.
Did you? I mean, you've had this opera training now. Did that never tempt you to go into opera? I mean, someone.
I want to be Carmen Jones now.
Yes,
Carmen Jones is back in a big hit.
I know.
I can see you as Carmen Jones, yeah.
But no, you're not tempted. You are tempted.
I would be, yes, if somebody. Yes.
Oh, right.
But a film, I don't know about a show because I get very restless. I don't think I could last in the show 3,
For a long
6,
run.
or if it was hugely successful, a year, and then you'd have to take it on Broadway. I don't think I could cope with that. I have to keep on the move.
Well, if we talk about movies, we were just saying, Ali, that Shirley Bassey is as famous for James Bond as Sean Connery. You know, people say James Bond, they say Sean Connery, and then you, because how many themes did you actually sing?
3.
But
most people think I did all of them.
Yes.
But they did a survey, the man in the street, and then they said, who sang the Bond songs? And Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Bassey.
Yes, Shirley Bassey.
All of them?
Yes, all of them. Yes.
How did you get, which was the first? Was the first Goldfinger?
Yes.
So how did the chance to sing the famous Goldfinger come about?
Well, I was touring with John Barry, who writes all the Bond music, and they'd never had a song over the credits. I mean, they had From Russia with Love, it was on a radio, if you remember, when they were having a picnic or something. And John Barry said, I know that you don't like to listen to songs without the words. Of course, I mean, for a singer, it's ridiculous. And, but I've just done the music for Goldfinger, the song Goldfinger, and the film Goldfinger. Would you listen to it? And I said, for you I would, because we were touring together, you know. And I heard the music, and at the moment I heard the music, I mean, I got goose pimples, and I said, I don't care what the words are, I'll do it.
The inimitable Shirley Bassey style, which we all associate with you, is the sequins, the wonderful feathers, the costumes.
Yes.
And you were showing a lot more leg before people like Cher came along and started flaunting themselves, weren't you?
I was showing an awful lot.
I don't know if that's quite the way to put it, really. But I mean, you were there way before any of those people.
Yeah.
Didn't you feel?
Well, the see-through, the diaphanous gowns, you know.
How did that style sort of develop from the beginning, when your roots back in Cardiff when you were 16? And
well, I wanted to be a model, and model gorgeous clothes, you know. And I never got to be a model. I wasn't tall enough. Then I thought, well, I'll be an air hostess, and you had to have another language, and I didn't have another language. Then I said, well, I'll be a nurse, and then I saw blood, and sort of that was the end of my nursing career, you know. So I never wanted to be a singer, and that was obviously my destiny, you know.
Yeah, well,
I wanted to be everything except a singer.
And you ended up being a singer. Because
and wearing gorgeous clothes, so I'm a model, and now I do some nursing, you know, some of the crew get sick, and
as long as there's no blood.
Yeah. I mean, you used to be terribly shy. I mean, you had to be tempted out from underneath the table to sing for the family when you were very young.
Yeah.
I find it's very hard to believe that you used to be that shy.
True. Very true. I am still shy, but I don't fortunately sing under the table anymore. I do go on stage in front of thousands of people.
You can go back here when this interview's finished.
Can I go on? And I don't know, as the years went on, you know, I gradually got out of the table, from under the table, and went into show business.
Just finally, and very briefly, how long are you going to carry on? How much further is there to go?
who knows? I mean, I go from day to day, you know, as long as the voice is there. And
as long as the voice is
and
there.
as long as I can move, you know.
A long time we hope.
Well,
I don't have the cane.
Thank you very, very much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
We will see you later.
Thank you.
Shirley will be performing her latest single, How Do You Keep the Music Playing?
How do you keep the music playing? How do you make it last? How do you keep the song from fading too fast? How do you lose yourself and never lose your way? How do you not run out of new things to say? And since you know we're always changing, how can it be the same? And tell me how, year after year, you'll show your heart will fall apart each time you hear his name. I know the way I feel for you is now or never. The more I love you, more than I'm afraid that in your eyes I may not see forever. Forever. If we can be the best of lovers, yet be the best of friends. If we can try with every day to make it better as it goes, with any luck, then I suppose the music never